Today in the chemistry we'll write we'll study here how to write a chemical compound. To write a chemical compound, it is necessary for us to know the structure of atom first. So any atom when you find has three parts. Okay, there is a nucleus. This is the nucleus where you find proton and neutron. Electrons move on the orbit like this. So whenever there is a reaction between the atoms, so it is easy to take out the electrons from here because they are in the outside the orbit. That means they are in the outermost orbit. So when they move in the orbit, it is easy to push with some energy to go out of this. Because to take out proton from here, proton is positively charged, neutron is neutral, electrons are negatively charged. So an atom consists of equal number of protons and electrons. Somewhere neutrons may vary, but protons and electrons are always equal in an atom. So in the beginning stage, when it is not in the, when doesn't take part in the chemical reaction, it is a neutral form because number of protons, number of electrons are same here. So they equalize it, they cancel the charge, so it remains neutral. So when they take part in the reaction, suppose I will consider hydrogen atom. So in the hydrogen atom, what do you find? There are protons 2. So obviously electrons will be 2. So electrons move in the orbit. So when it takes part with something, the electrons move out because it is easy to take out electron from the orbit. It is very difficult to take out it from the nucleus. You need huge energy to take it out from here. So you need very less energy to take out the electron from one place to another. That is why always there is a transfer of electrons from one atom to another atom. So now, how do you distribute the electrons here? Now you distribute the electrons, the formula is 2n square. So 2n square means in the first cell that is K cell, so 2n square means 2 into 1 square, that is 2. That means in the first cell you can have 2 electrons. When you go to the first cell, you can have 2 electrons. When you go to second cell, that is L, so it is 2n square, 2 into 2 square, that is 8. So in the second cell, you will have 8 electrons. Like this you distribute. So when you go to third cell, n cell, then it will be 2n square, n is 3. So 9 to the 18. But if you keep 8 electrons in the third cell, also it will be stable. But maximum 18 electrons you can give in this. So like this we move. So there is another way of distributing the electrons which we will study in the class 11. What we need here is, suppose I am to talk about your hydrogen and oxygen. So if you talk about hydrogen and oxygen, hydrogen you have 2 electrons. Oxygen you have 8 electrons. Okay, how do you distribute it? Now in the hydrogen, so nucleus there will be 2 plus, because first cell can 1 electron. So 1 plus here is 1 electron. Okay. Now when you go to oxygen, 8 electron means first cell. This is your nucleus. Proton is 2. So first cell will have 2 electrons. So second cell you need 8 electrons to be in this, to be second cell to be stable. But we have how many? 2 gone. So we have only 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is not stable. So if you give 2 electrons here, then only it will be stable, because we need 8 electrons, out of which only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are there. That is why you need 2 hydrogen. This is hydrogen. This is oxygen. So 1 electron is here. So again you take 1 electron here. Again you give 1 electron here. Okay, for the timing you forget this. When it gives 1 electron, given 1 electron, that means there is no electron here. Got my point? So when there is no electron here, that means it contains positive charge only. It becomes what you call, it is called cation. Means it is positively charged particle now, positively charged ion, because it is given 1 electron to this. Similarly, still it needs one more here. So another hydrogen atom you take, you give 1 more electron here. So again, so that means 2 hydrogen you have to combine with 1 oxygen to form a compound. So that is what you write is 2 hydrogen with 1 oxygen. Then only you find a compound of water. So what you study here is, the first point we got, that there is a transfer of electrons. Electrons are possible to be transferred from one place to another. So we transfer the electrons from a place where it is less number of electrons to more number of electrons, because it is difficult to take out the electrons from here to here, but it is easy to take out the electron from hydrogen to oxygen. This is the point now. Okay. Now the question is, when hydrogen gives 1 electron, this given out 1 electron, previously it was neutral, it gave 1 electron, then it will be H plus now, because it has given 1 electron. When chlorine receives, or oxygen receives 2 electrons, because it is receiving 2 electrons to be stable, so it becomes O2 minus. Sorry, O minus, because it has received 2 electrons. So this is called cation, this is called anion. A positively charged ion, a negatively charged ion. So let's write down what is called cation and anion. This is positively charged radicals. Anion, negatively charged radicals. Okay. Another point you have to understand here, that positive valency what? What is positive valency? So what is I write H plus? What does it mean? What is Cl minus? What does it mean? So let's write down. Positive valency shows positive valency shows the number of electrons to be given. number of electrons to be given. Means when I write H plus, means it will give one electron to the other atom. Negative valence is what? Negative, the valency shows number of electrons one atom can accept. The number of electrons one atom can accept. Means like chlorine will receive one electron, oxygen will receive two electrons. It can receive two electrons, it can receive one electron. So this is negative valency, this is negative valency, H plus was your positive valency. But when they combine, so molecule of a compound is neutral. Of a compound is neutral, means neither positively charged nor negatively charged. For example, H plus, how many? 2H unit with one oxygen, because it can receive two electrons. So 1H will give one proton electron, means we need two hydrogen to make it a compound, so that it becomes H2O. This is positive valency, this is negative valency, here it is neutral. So we'll today study how to write this, how to write H2O, how to write NaCl. So what are the procedure for that? So for that you have to remember certain things which is necessary for us. So what you have to remember is, write down positive monovalent radicals, means whose valency is 1 in the radical. Radical means it will donate the electrons. So we can write down those things. So we can write, that is hydrogen ion, monovalent you are writing, hydrogen ion, it becomes H plus. Then it becomes lithium ion, it is Li plus, means it can donate one electron, it can donate one electron. Similarly, sodium ion, Na plus, it will donate one electron. Okay, potassium, that is potassium ion, K plus. Similarly, ammonium, that is NH4 plus. Similarly, silver ion, that is Ag plus. Okay, write some more. Then cuprous ion, that is Cu plus. Then comes up mercurius, that is Hg plus. These are the monovalents. Okay, divalent you write positive divalent radicals. Positive divalent radicals. Divalent is valency 2. So you can write calcium ion Ca plus, means it can donate 2 electrons. Similarly, magnesium ion, you can write Mg plus plus. Similarly, barium ion, that will be Ba plus plus. Then zinc ion will be Zn plus plus. Now if I take manganese, iron, that is Mn plus plus. Then cupric. Remember, I have written a cupric. This I will discuss after this. Cupric iron Cu plus plus. Then ferrous is Fe plus plus. Then plumbous ion, that will be Pb. Then mercuric, that is Hg plus plus. These are the divalents. Okay, you go to trivalent again. Trivalent positive radicals. So aluminium, Al triple plus. Chromium, Cr, means what? It can give 3 electrons. Okay, chromium. इसके बाद ferric. Ferrous was there, here is ferric. Ferric ion, so that will be Fe plus plus plus. Similarly, tetravalent. Positive radicals. Tetravalent is valency 4, so that is stellic, Sn, it can give 4 electrons. Then comes plumbic, it is Pb. Okay, these are the things, these are the positive radicals minimum you have to remember. Now let's go to negative radicals. So common negative radicals. So monovalent, means valency 1. What is that? Now fluoride, chloride ion means it will accept one electron. Then comes out chloride. These are negative radicals. Cl, it will accept one electron. Then comes out bromide. Bromide, it can take one electron. So iodide, these are all gases. That is I minus. Then comes up hydroxide. Hydroxide, that is OH minus. Okay. Then comes up nitrite, negative radical. Nitrite, NO2 minus. Nitrate, NO3 minus, means they are going to accept one electron. Okay. Bicarbonate, that is HCO3, sometimes you call as hydrogen carbonate. Then comes up cyanide. Cyanide Cl. Okay, these are monovalents. Let's take some divalents again. Negative radicals. Divalent, how to write? Suppose oxide. Oxide ion. O, it can receive two electrons. Then carbonate, it can receive two electrons. Then sulfate, it can receive two electrons. Then comes up sulfide. S, it will receive two electrons. Then trivalent. Okay, trivalent. Phosphate. PO4, it will receive 3. Nitride, it will receive 3. Phosphide, P, it will receive 3. Okay, this the table which I gave you. You have to remember it, you have to learn it by heart. Now I'll start you teaching how to write a chemical compound. How to write a chemical compound. Okay, so for that, suppose you want to write calcium chloride. Okay, first you should write what is the valency of calcium. Ca का valency is what? That is 2+. Chloride का minus. It will donate you 2 electrons. It will donate you 2 electrons, but it can only accept 1 electron because its valence is 1. Its valence is 2. So, but when they will combine, it should be neutral. No positive charge, no negative charge. So, for that, 1 calcium cannot combine with 1 chlorine. So, what you have to do is, this will neutralize this one. What about this? That means we need another chlorine. So, for which this will neutralize this one. This will go here, will neutralize here. This will go here, neutralize here. That means for 1 calcium, you need 2 chlorines. So that this becomes CaCl2. Why Cl2? Because you need 2 chlorines. Okay, let's take one more. Suppose I write aluminium chloride. So here is a problem. What is that? Now aluminium has 3 plus, chlorine, aluminium has 3 plus, chlorine has 1 plus. 1 minus means it can only accept 1 chlorine. So 1 will accept here. That means still 2 more are there. So what you will do in this? That means you have to write 1 more chlorine. That means you need 1 more chlorine to balance this. Still you need 1 more chlorine again, so that this will be adjusted here, because it will donate 3 electrons where it has a capacity of receiving 1. So it has the capacity of receiving 1. So if it donates 1, this is neutralized. But this is not, because still it has 2 electrons to be donated. That is why you need 2 more chlorines, so that this comes here, this comes here. So for 1 aluminium you need 3 chlorines. Means it becomes AlCl3, aluminium chloride. Okay, suppose I write calcium oxide. Calcium oxide. The important point is you should know its valence, then only you can write. Suppose Ca, it has 2 electrons to be donated. Oxide, it has the capacity to receive 2. That means 1 for this, 1 for this. So it is neutralized. So it becomes CaO, calcium oxide. Suppose you want to write aluminium oxide. Here is a problem. Al triple plus O double minus. So if I give 2 electrons, if I give these 2, then these 2 will be occupied, means it will be neutralizing these 2, means it will receive 2. I will take 2 from here. Still it is not done because 1 more extra is here. So for that, if I take 1 more oxygen, then what will happen? Just look at here. First, this is neutralizing this. This is neutralizing this. If I am taking 1 more to balance this, after taking 1 more oxygen, then this will neutralize this. But what about this one? Not neutralized. That means I have to get to neutralize this, I have to get 1 more aluminium. That will have plus plus plus. If I take 1 more aluminium, then this will neutralize this one. But still 2 more are left out. So again you need 2 oxygen, 1 more oxygen. So these 2 will neutralize this. So what you got here? Aluminium oxide means you need 2 aluminium, 3 oxygen, so that it will be compound in the neutral stage. So that means it has to be gone to this one, it will go to this one, it becomes Al2, 2 aluminium, 3 oxygen. Okay, let's take some more. Suppose I write calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide. You should remember the valency Ca plus plus OH 1 minus. So 1 it can give 2 electrons, but it will receive only 1 electron, means 1 extra is here. So for that you need 1 more hydroxide. So 1 will go here, 1 will go here. That means what do you get here? CaOH 2. Suppose I will write one more hydrochloric acid. That means it is hydrogen and chlorine. Combination of hydrogen and chlorine. What is the valence of this? Plus 1. It will donate only 1. It will receive also 1. So these two can neutralize it. So it becomes HCl. The compound is HCl. Okay. Suppose I write calcium chloride. Calcium chloride already I have written, I think. Then we will go to ferric oxide. Okay, ferric oxide. So FeO. It is 1. It has 2. It will, if it gives 1 here, this is neutralized here, but still 1 more is required here. That means you need 1 more Fe, so that this will balance here, this will balance here. So what you get? Fe2O. Now let's check it. I think this is not correct. So ferric is how much? Fe3 here, sorry, oxygen 2. So how to write? So if I give 2 here, 1 extra, not possible. If I write 1 more, that means this will go here, not balanced, 1 extra. That means you need 1 more Fe. Then this will go here, still 2 more. So then again you need 2 more oxygen, so that it will balance it. So how much you got? 2 Fe3O. So Fe2O3. Okay. Take one more, barium chloride. Barium chloride. Barium Ba, it is valency 2. Chlorine, it is valency 1. So what I have to do here? So 1 will neutralize this. Still 1 more is there. That means you need 1 more chlorine here. So that the result is BaCl2. Similarly, if I write potassium sulfate, potassium is K, sulfate SO4, potassium valency is what? 1, it is 2. So 1 is neutralizing 1, that means you need 1 more potassium. So this will neutralize this will neutralize this. That means K2 SO4. A2SO4. So these are the procedure how to write the chemical compound. So today you learn what are the radicals I have given you, positive and negative radicals. So tomorrow again you will write how to write the word equation to chemical equation.